Hey everyone, it's Manda here, and today I'm really excited to introduce you to a couple of people that really inspire me and that I absolutely love, and all have really important messages and gifts to share with the world. And so, what we're going to do for the next little short bit of time is I'm going to introduce you to a couple of people that I think are really amazing, and we're just going to take 10 minutes each to share some pearls of wisdom, really. And so, what I'm really feeling at the moment is I just notice when different countries are going into lockdown, it causes some anxiety and some uncertainty. And as I say in marine medicine, only the what ifs will send you mad. It's the thinking, what if, what if, what if, what if. And this is where we need to be really diligent with our mindset and really make good choices and not, get caught up in all this hype. And personally, also, as someone that doesn't watch a lot of TV, that tries to stay up with current affairs but not get carried away by it, I found that I kept checking my phone. I kept looking for the new updates. I kept looking for the borders shutting down and how this was impacting and what shops and what the rules were. And we need to stay in touch with the current affairs, but it was affecting my nervous system and I was getting completely dysregulated. It was affecting, my anxiety levels and my sleep, and then I started throwing myself into research. And I think there's some really good research out there, and we have to just pick the research we choose really wisely, and then pick the people that we follow and choose the people. Environment is everything at the moment, because we can only access people online and in our families. To create a nice space for our families, we need to be in flow, we need to be coming from our heart, and we need to be calm. And we need to be the leaders that hold our places together, that hold our space together, and really create that environment. And then when we're online too, I think we need to really just tune into the people that are leaders in their field and have something really powerful to give, which is why I've chosen to introduce you to these amazing people today. So just before I start introducing you to everyone that's got these amazing pearls of wisdom, it's going to be short, snappy, and to the point, and you're going to get a lot out of this, I promise you. So, yeah, that's my story. As many of you know, I've got a couple of businesses. I am a business and strategy and energetics coach. I'm also do a lot of mindset work and leadership work on the super yachts and in the high-end luxury lifestyle industry. I work on jets and luxury villas and in race yachts and super yachts. I also teach extreme medicine, while at the same time we have an engineering company here based in Palma and works all over the world globally. So we're definitely being affected by this impact. And my passion is to really inspire leaders to be able to lead with strength and courage and ease, grace and flow. So that's what this is all about. So let's just get grounded. And my little pearl of wisdom is just going to be about settling down the nervous system. Many of you have seen the way I work, and the reason for this is after 25 years of trauma nursing and lots of resuscitations and resuscitating everyone from neonates to the elderly, I had a very dysregulated nervous system, and it had a cumulative effect, and it ended up causing some post-traumatic stress and anxiety. So I'm very passionate about mindset, very passionate about mental health, and very passionate about sharing, my message with the world, which was to learn how to look after yourself, learn how to take care of yourself, learn how to really do what you need, and basically put your oxygen mask on first, so that we can stand up as leaders and contribute to make the world a better place. So I'm all about helping people rise and be really strong with really strong foundations, so they can share their message with the world and really help people live the very best life that they can. And so let's just take a moment and just feel your bum on the seat and just feel grounded. I felt that as all these shutdowns and borders were shutting down, I got anxious, and I started like nearly feeling like I was out of my body, and I just had to remember to ground. And so just when you really feel your bum on the chair, you connect and feel your feet on the ground, uncross your legs, and just feel that connection and take a moment to be grateful for gravity and how gravity pulls us down while at the same time makes us feel light. And just feel into that feeling of your bum on the seat for 5 seconds and don't think. Amazing. And just give your shoulders a little bit of a roll. Just move your head back and forth. And do a yawn. Some of you have just woken up. Oh, and when we exercise our jaw, it really activates our nervous system and helps relax us. So just remember to soften your jaw, relax your face, and smile a little. And I'm going to take you through something called a brain sweep that I learned when I was doing a program in neurokinesis, which is about resetting nervous systems in highly stressed individuals. And so I want you to just put your hands over your face and just create some space for your face. And just as you feel the warmth of your hands on your face, just allow your face to soften. Feel the warmth going into all the muscles. Soften, soften, soften. And just feel that space being created between your bones in your face, around your eyes, around your nose, clearing your sinuses for nice breath. Take a nice breath in through your nose and out through the mouth. And now move your hands down onto your jaw. And just feel your jaw and make space for your jaw and give it a little massage. We carry so much tension in our jaw. So many people wear mouth guards these days. And have another yawn. And just move the jaw back and forth, side to side. And give it another massage. And then just hold the hands on the jaw for a sec. Beautiful. Now we're just going to move the hands up to the top of the head. And just create space here in the cerebellum, and the left and right brain need to work together. And so just imagine neurons going back and forth between the two hemispheres, connecting them, and also with the warmth of your hands, create space in your brain, space for good thoughts, positive vibes, clarity, focus. And knowing what you can do at this time, knowing what the best things you can do, and having a really clear, focused intent to be of service and help other people and look after yourself. And just say to yourself, I'm here now. And let the brain soften. Feel it expand. Our brain, literally, when we're dehydrated and when we're stressed and anxious, because they all go together hand in hand. And when we make cortisol and adrenaline and get depleted in those, it literally shrinks our brain. So just imagine it just swelling up and being hydrated. And take another deep breath and let the oxygen flow up, 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 up into the cerebellum, oxygenating the brain. All our brain needs is oxygen and a little bit of food to survive. So just remember to breathe, remember to fuel the brain with oxygen for clarity of thought, for laser focus, and to be crystal clear in your aligned actions. Now just move your hands back a bit, making more space at the back of the head, at the top. Once again, giving it warmth. And really look in now to the middle of your head where you've got the hypothalamus, the brainstem, the most crucial part of the brain, the main computer system. Give it permission to rest a little bit. Tell it can slow down and be clearer and smarter. And just imagine it getting lighter and brighter, like a big stem coming up right up from the ground, up through your spine and up into your brain, feeling grounded and calm with laser focus and crystal clear. Clarity is what we need at these times. And imagine that breath, that oxygen cleaning it, going in and giving it lots of clarity and getting rid of all the crappy thoughts that aren't serving us at this time. Moving the hands down to the back, on the back of the head, on the spine. Feel the warmth going in here. We get a lot of tension. Give your glands, those glandy soft bits at the back of your head, a bit of a massage. Just let it soften. Feel the warmth of your hand and create more space. This really supports and takes all the weight. And now just move your hands down to the back of the neck. And feel gratitude for that amazing neck and spine that hold your head up high. Imagine the strength going down into your spine, straightening your spine, and just suck in your belly button and pull the navel into the spine, really giving you support, and just feel that energy going up your spine and into your brain, filling your brain with light and love and clarity. Amazing. And just relax. And just take a moment to just give yourself another big hug. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze your whole body as hard as you can. And relax. And just now take a moment to feel your body. Imagine it like a glass of muddy water that's left to settle. And as the cloudiness settles from the water, your body becomes clear. And just feel that energy going up your spine and into your brain. And say to yourself, I'm here now. And just before we finish, I just want you to think of the time you felt the most love. Whether it's the birth of a child or your wedding day or getting a new puppy or the moment you remembered who you really were and met yourself, or being in your favourite place or helping someone die. Think of that person, that place or that thing you love more than anything that you've ever experienced. And feel that feeling swelling up in your heart. And just take your two fingers and pinch them together and lock it in. And every time you go like this, you'll feel that love. And now I want you to imagine one of your funniest times when you were with good friends or cracking yourself up even, or with family and everyone was laughing. I just remember that time when everyone was laughing. And just have a laugh. Have a silly laugh. Sorry, it cracks me up. I didn't mean to laugh that much. Anyway, have a laugh. It's good. And then just go like this. And with little kids, it's a really good program that every time they laugh, get them to go like this, and it starts programming laughter into their brains. And when they're stressed or confused or anxious, you can go like this and they will literally start laughing. It works really well. We were doing it in the pediatric units when we were doing neurokinesis as a medical trial, and it went really well. It's a beautiful thing. And now just take a moment to think of a time where you felt really on fire, really fit, really in control. You know, whether you do yoga and powerful poses, or you're a runner, or you're a swimmer, or some sort of action or activity, a bike rider, or flying in a plane, or some time where you just felt really on point, on purpose, and lit up and in control and strong. And then just squeeze your fingers together again and lock it in. And so now, to finish off, every time you feel a little anxious, a little confused, a little upset, a little concerned, I want you to just give your fingers a squeeze and reset your body with love and laughter and strength, and it helps really rewire the system. Thanks, everyone. I would like to call Susie forward now. Susie's an amazing specialist in love from Queensland, Australia. We met a couple of years ago, and she has injected colour into my world. She's wonderful at reminding you to love yourself again and to constantly come from a place of love. And without further ado, hit me, Mrs. Susie Chill.
Hi, everybody, and thank you, Manda, for inviting me here. Yes, I'm a big advocate of love, and if people wonder why, my story of why love is such a big thing for me, and it was really anchored for me over the past few days, because I met the amazing Preston Smiles, the author of Love Loud, and Nicole Gibson from the Love Out Loud movement. And it made me realize that how important a message that was downloaded to me in a dialysis chair at Tweed Hospital nearly 8 years ago, and I've held back from it, but now I'm all there. I was sitting in the dialysis chair. I'd had a total kidney collapse. I'd been told I had a choice, life, death, or dialysis. I decided in a heartbeat that I was going to live. I said to the doctors, I'm going to use my law of attraction tools, my meditation. I'm going home and I'll be healed. That was my story, not theirs. They thought I was mad. But so a week later, I was sitting there saying, why me? And all these words tumbled down. Susie, when you fully love yourself, you will be healed and you will share the message of love with the world. So now that's what I'm doing. I'm leading with love while coloring the world at the same time, because we need the color to burst forth the love within us as well. Some of my tips are, first of all, one of the things that Manda's talked about is breathing, but to really, is really embodying who we are. And to do that, we, start the day by waking up and saying, I love you. I love you, Susie. I really love you. I love you, Manda. I send her messages to remind her to love herself, because what I'm discovering is all these heart-centered elite entrepreneurs tell all their clients to do this, but they don't do it themselves. And you can read on my page a post I've just written about choose love in every moment, because it empowers us. It makes us feel more full of gratitude. It raises our vibes. It builds our immune system. There are so many things that it does. So what I'm saying to people is start the day by saying, I love you. I really love you. And, you've got to learn to look in the mirror and really look into your beautiful eyes. We all have beautiful eyes, so it's really very important. And, you can use other ways to do it. You could be tapping, I love you, Susie. I really love you. I love you, Susie. I really love you. So you're actually tapping it in, and there's an embodiment going in there. One of the things that Manda mentioned before, I believe breath is so important. And at the we really need to breathe, and so many of us forget to breathe. So I was given this exercise by one of my mentors last week. Was every morning before you actually get out of bed, breathe 5 times, so that you are in your body as you start your day, not in your head. And I thought that was such a beautiful exercise that I'm sharing with everybody now. So if you're feeling a bit anxious or you've looked at the news, and you're worried or whatever else, you know, we haven't hit lockdown in Australia, and I'm still walking on the beach and doing everything else. But to do that is to stop. And, you know, if you're feeling a bit anxious or stressed or overwhelmed, you know, we all get overwhelmed, is to stop and do that, those 5 breaths. And that will ground you again. One of the other activities I'd love to share with people, which is something I do every day. And I use it in lots and lots of different ways. But, and I've actually just sent the words to Christina tonight, is to use Ho'oponopono, which is an ancient Hawaiian healing prayer. And, you know, there's a lot of stories that go with it, but tonight we don't have time to go into that. But what it is it's a very simple poem. It's, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. And about a year ago, I did a certification in it. And I've learned that if I'm stressed, I just run it. I have it like running at the back of my head. But what I do every morning is I do some prayers, and then I either just say it to myself or I tap. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. And I might do about 5 rounds of that. So there's some simple things that you can do, but it's really about embodying the love within you. And the more that we love ourselves, you know, and for me, when I got that message, it wasn't easy. I bought Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life, when it first came out. I've been doing personal development work for ages. And, you know, I've been working with people on self-love, but I still wasn't loving myself enough. But now I know that the more, and it's an ongoing thing. You don't just get it. You have to keep practicing it. And then you can combine it with other things you're doing. You might do it as a walking meditation. You might sing to yourself if you walk along in a park or on a street or whatever else. There's a lot of ways to encompass those simple sort of self-love things. And the other thing that's really important is, you know, so many people say, oh, I don't have time to meditate. I don't have time to journal. We all have time. And that's where I have people use things. Some of you know I have these. These came out of my healing journey. These are my Heart Whisper Oracle cards. And for those of you who aren't in my group, I share one every morning with us, not the message that's on the card, but with a message that helps you tapping into really loving you. And this week, starting tonight after this, I'm going to be doing one of my meditations and taking Q&As and using the cards to answer questions for people over the next 5 days. So that's a service I'm providing just to help people really tap back into who they are. It's so important to know that love that is in here. It's in, you know, tap into your heart. Listen to the whispers of your heart. Take 5 minutes a day to close your eyes and just be still and ask, what does my heart want to whisper to me today? Or how can my heart guide me to serve today? And there's a lot, and through doing that, I will now share every morning the questions that I ask myself, because I ask a different question every morning. And, you know, one of my clients recently kept getting the rest card. And after a week, she did need to rest and she knew she wasn't. But after a week, she said, I can't stand it. So I asked her what she was asking, and she said, oh, I keep asking what I need. I said, well, your body's just telling you what you need. You need rest. So we changed the question, and she's progressed from there. And using these every day and it really helps you. I designed them to help people open their hearts to love, so we can all step up and shine and create the ripples of love that we need. And at this time, my message is we need so much more love to dispel any fear that's there. So that's my message, Manda.
Thank you so much, Susie. That was absolutely beautiful. And we'll be putting everyone's details down below so you can find them and follow them and get inspired on their private groups as well, and keep an eye on these amazing women. So thank you for bringing the colour into the group and kicking it off with so much heartfelt wisdom. Next, I'd like to introduce you to Zoe Nash. Zoe's been a beautiful friend of mine for a long time, and she's doing amazing work in the world. She's a Chinese doctor, I think, an acupuncturist. She's really into the Tao. I'll let her introduce you. She's one of the most grounded, soul-felt, wise women I've ever met, and I'm so honoured to have her here today and on our team. Hey Zoe, welcome back to Europe. Oh, hang on.
Thank you. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world, wherever you are in your day. Thanks, Manda, for inviting me here. And yeah, it's really potent times. Like Manda's saying, I'm an acupuncturist, also, yeah, wellness coach, and teach yoga and meditation. And yeah, so there's a lot happening right now. Everybody's, really in a state of flux. And like you were sharing, Manda, there's, a real tendency for us to sort of be tapped in, into the news excessively, and, spiraling into a little bit of a state of fear and anxiety and uncertainty, and, which, yeah, is a real thing, but also it's really important that we recognize that, and we then come back and we really take care of our mindset and, our emotional well-being and the balance of our body, so that we can keep our, our mind strong, our immunity strong, our well-being, in a good place, for ourselves and for our family and for humanity, as we're really going through this big time. So, there's so many tools obviously out there to tap into. And, from a Chinese medicine perspective, really, obviously taking care of the wei qi, which is the defensive qi of the lungs. And the lungs are really affected by grief and sadness and emotion. And so, really number one is sort of recognizing where you could potentially be holding that in your lungs as well, which, will obviously weaken the wei qi, the defensive qi of the lungs themselves. And so the sort of opposing emotion, if you like, or the opposite, is that of inspiration. And so, rather than allowing that sort of heavy grief and sadness for what, you've missed, what you've had to cancel, what's been, not being able to connect with people, allowing yourself to actually be inspired by the new opportunities that are arising. And it's like, new opportunity being locked at home, what are you talking about? But actually, no, we need to change our mindset about what is possible. And actually saying, okay, what are those creative projects that you've wanted to do for a long time? That dusty old guitar that's been sitting in the corner of your room that you haven't played for 10 years, what about getting it out and playing it again? Those books that you wanted to read, writing that you wanted to do, just really taking time to allow yourself to actually, get more sort of self-creative. Can be also a really beautiful gift of expression, and allow you to also keep inspired, which is going to keep the lungs healthy on a sort of psycho-emotional level as well. And then, you know, there's different ways that you can take care of yourself. You know, one way is to do different acupressure points, you know, making sure that the lung channel comes all the way down the thumb onto the outside of the nail here. So, you know, if you can massage the outside of the thumb here, and just sort of helping to take any pathogens out of the lung channel, and keeping the lung chi nice and strong. So working the meridians is another way. You can also, you know, research a little bit where the lung or meridian is, or if you can tap into my group later, then I'll be talking about this as well, later moment. But so, and then, you know, the other thing obviously is breathing is really important. So making sure that we're not shallow breathing, taking a moment in meditation to deeply breathe and fill the lungs up. And as we're filling the lungs up, we can actually inhale and really visualize the lungs being a beautiful white light. So the color, each organ in Chinese medicine has a particular color. And so we can really inhale this white, beautiful, clear light into the lungs, which is a great visualization for keeping the lungs healthy, and including our, you know, on all levels, mind, body, and spirit as well, our emotional level. And we can even inhaling this beautiful white light, filling our lungs. We can even lift our arms into the air if we want to, stretch up, feel the lungs being filled. And then as we exhale, we can exhale with a exhaling any of that sadness and grief and emotion out with the sound of. And this is the healing sound of the lungs. So you could do this anytime. You can do this as part of your meditation practice. You can do this, you know, any time of day, or you can do it as a soul practice. So just inhaling that white, clean energy into the lungs, and then really feeling that inspiration being filled up. And then as you exhale with the healing sound of, and just letting any of grief and sadness out physically, and just seeing it disappear. So this is a very ancient Taoist meditation tool to help to strengthen the lungs. And yeah, and then there's, you know, there's so many things that we can do for ourselves. But you know, one thing I think that is really important is meditation. And you know, I think it's an essential tool anyway, but I think it's you know, really, really important that we all drop into some form of practice. And, you know, meditation can come in many forms. It doesn't have to be necessarily be sit down on a cushion and do a formal sitting practice, but just like Manda's saying in the beginning, in your mindset. But getting into the habit of making a moment to sit on your cushion and just starting to observe what's happening with you, you know, is really, really crucial. And so just recognizing, you know, doing a body scan and just feeling into your body and noticing where you're holding any tightness, where you're holding any tension, emotion, fear, anything, you know, just feeling into anything, that any anxiety, any tension, and just really allowing yourself to, one, bring loving awareness into this space and really soften into it, you know, really dropping into acceptance of what is, you know, this is happening for us right now. And so rather than meeting it with resistance, is really meeting it with that loving presence and softness, and recognizing, yeah, that you can actually, you know, hold this in your physical body. So scanning it, finding where it is, and then actually consciously softening it, holding it, loving it, and breathing it out. And this is a really simple and really powerful, really, really potent and important practice, I think, in these times, for sure. So there's many things that I could speak about, but I think that's what do you think, Manda? I think that's probably
that's beautiful. Yeah. Really,
yeah.
really perfect, really on point, and especially the attention to the lungs. And I think, you know, people could just make an effort to, you know, just take a little nugget out of each speaker today, and wake up and look and love yourself in the mirror and take those 5 breaths, and then go to the mirror and say, I love you, and then do the breath exercise and you know, massage the lungs and allow that fresh life in, you know, and taking each golden nugget that you get from today and actually putting it into practice. I think if you did it every day for the next 5 days, or for lockdown, the next 14 or whatever it is, you will notice a dramatic difference. So thank you so much, Zoe. That was amazing. I would like to call on Amber next, who's a cutting edge entrepreneur based in Melbourne, Australia, and all over the world. She's recently been in Ibiza. She worked in Mallorca for a while. She's doing all sorts of amazing things, but her very special message and gift, she really works and concentrates on toxic relationships and environment. And she's got a strong background in corporate as well. So she's very much works with leaders. She's very passionate about helping women and men, but especially women, really step into their power and be honest about what's going on around them and take the tools they need to survive. But Amber, I'll let you introduce yourself and explain a bit about your thing that not many people have heard of, which is called forensic healing, and what you're here to share with the world.
Thanks, Amanda, and thanks for the introduction and inviting me to the group. I'm happy to share and very happy to be here. Yeah, so I have worked with a modality called forensic healing. I'm here in, the founder was in Melbourne, Australia, which is where I live now as well. And it actually got me through really low self-worth that I had lived with and struggled with all my life. It was only when I was 28 that I discovered the whole realm of energy healing and how epic and incredible it is, and how vast it is. It's a little bit overwhelming when you actually delve into the world of energy and mindset and spiritual development, and there's so much. And as you can see here today, everyone's sharing a little piece of their world, and always learning new things, which is really fascinating. And the thing that I really love so much about forensic healing is that it's actually extremely compatible with every single modality that could ever exist. So it's really just the principles, how it runs, and in essence it allows you to read the energy field and determine a cause of a condition. So it really goes to the root cause. It exposes your past experiences that the body stores in your body. It's accumulation of your thoughts, emotions, beliefs and conditioning that's had impact in your life. And it identifies the how, what, who, when and why a condition is created, and then it releases it from the body. And then when you have attention to the root cause of that energy, it causes it to release, and then the condition then changes and allows your body to actually heal itself, because our bodies are the most incredible creations. I mean, you can just, if you think of how a baby is born, and how a baby is created, every single cell knows exactly what to do. So there's like this blueprint that is there's this energy that knows exactly what to do. You can't really explain it, it just is. And I like to kind of when I talk to people that don't really understand energy, I like to refer it as like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Like I'm literally like speaking to you through this speakerphone. There's no cord, and like you can't see anything. It's nothing tangible, but it's there, it works and it happens and it's real, and you can't explain it. Well, there are people that can explain it quite well, but we believe it because we experience it, right? So it's a bit like energy. You don't really know how it works. It just, when you experience it, you believe it. And so I guess that's what happened with me with my journey, is that I experienced the healing from an energy healer, and And yeah, that just confirmed my past belief. And yeah, the protocol is really beautiful. I would like, I don't know if we've got time, but I'd like to do could do like a mini session.
Yeah,
we can just do like one.
Yeah, like for 10, if it's like five, can you make it 5 minutes?
Yeah, easy.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. I just have to stand up because I use biofeedback, and I feel my body, the change in the energy in my body. So we'll set the intention today. What's our intention?
I think to live with clarity, with, you know,
clarity.
Yeah, I'd say clarity.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll do a bit of the quick version. So I'm not going to do the whole protocol. Okay. So you just open the case and you connect to source. I, Amber, allow myself to be a pure and clear conduit connection to all that exists, all organic energy, all light source energy, all universal powers, all enlightened beings and guardians. I request for this healing to be in this group's highest good. I now confirm access to divine matrix and protection. Thank you. Divine guidance and blessings. Upgrade of the DNA blueprint. Access to the healing and protective words of power. Activation of the Sephotic healing forces. Activation of spontaneous organic light energy portals. Permissions are granted. Feeling to flow through this group in this moment in time and forever after. Thank you. We set our intention to flow with clarity, with crystal clear clarity and momentum. So we'll go straight to the healing pathway. Usually you detail the archetypes and the chakras and where it's come from, but we'll go straight to the healing pathway. And we're looking for principles, energy, physics, emotions, spirit, soul. Of course, it's in soul because we're deep as fuck women. So there are 120 healing pathways, and the beauty of it, you can actually just add in your modality as a healing pathway, and then you use biofeedback. And if that's the path of least resistance, of the easiest way to get to the root cause of this block, or what the energy, then that's where it will go to. So it's really finding the quickest way to get to the energy. Soul healing pathway 1 to 20. We're looking at 1 to 5, 6 to 10. Thank you. 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Religious Fibonacci reprogramming removal 29. The religious Fibonacci reprogramming removal pathway removes the negative religious programming embedded using the Fibonacci codes exists in the global consciousness for suffering, sacrifice, human and personal, human and animal, poverty, chastity, bondage, guilt, shame, war, discrimination, disempowerment in global and personal consciousness. Reprograms personal and universal consciousness for humanity and freedom using the Fibonacci codes. Okay, so we'll go to the scan list. 1 to 37, 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 24. Holographic insert false memory. Accessing all levels of advanced consciousness, advanced dimensions, the guardians and enlightened beings. I, Amber, request the removal and cancellation of the soul, holographic insert and false memory and the removal of the corrupted embedded Fibonacci code frequencies and inversions in spirals. Thank you. Numbers. Thank you. Letters. Thank you. God's blueprint. Thank you. Stored in this group's DNA and the 617 living soul facets, causing sacrifice, low self-worth, limitedness, fear, guilt, war, intolerance, evil, curses, poverty, chastity, suffering, service, struggle, shame, pain, inhumanity. Thank you. To recode the Fibonacci code consisting of the 4 elements: carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen. Thank you. 20 active codes. Thank you. 64 possible codes. Thank you. Divine proportion 1.618. Thank you. To restore and elevate the new Fibonacci code to unlimitedness, value, self-love, peace, oneness, confidence, expression, individuality, kindness, connection, acceptance, empowerment, safety, abundance, humanity. I confirm that this group's new humanity Fibonacci coding is activated, their soul and DNA blueprint for the advancement of personal and global freedom. Thank you. So if everyone just places their fingers on these points, as I say, and place your fingers together like that, and send energy to the right shoulder. Oh, this is my right shoulder. Thank you. The left shoulder. Thank you. The center of the chest. Thank you. And the third eye. Oh, energy strong in this group. And we can repeat this section aloud to yourself. I choose to release the old religious Fibonacci coding, the martyr and crucifixion implants from my consciousness and blueprint relating to this age. I choose to allow the new Fibonacci recoding of humanity in my DNA and consciousness. I choose to live in freedom, sovereignty, and live in oneness with humanity, peace from this point forward. And just take a deep breath in. I'll get the shift. Close that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you can just shake that one off before we close the case. It's just good to kind of get the energy moving, shake it off. breathe, drink water. And we'll close the case. Is this healing complete? Thank you. Requests healing sound frequencies to reconnect and realign this group's DNA. Thank you. RNA. Thank you. Chromosomes. Thank you. Wormholes. Nucleotides. Thank you. Hypercommunication. I request the purification and cleansing process of white and gold pure organic light to dissolve all negative energies and attachments from this group. Thank you, myself. Thank you, this room. Surrounding area, this planet. I request closure and disabling of harmful portals, gateways, channels, stargates, emanate firewalls, and access routes to other dimensions and realities, controlling, interfering, and siphoning this group's soul and energy life force. Thank you. I confirm the etheric, astral, mental, and causal light bodies are strengthened and all supportive healings are activated and connected to the organic pure white light source. Thank you. Thank you. I ask the guardians and angels for blessings upon this group for all the things that we require to obtain soul freedom and sovereignty. I ask that they guide and protect her and lead us on a path of empowerment to assist in the evolution of our soul and humanity. I ask that healing may continue throughout this time and that we may always know that we are of divine infinite worth and hold the power of choice for our transformation. I confirm these requests have taken place and this healing is complete. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So,
amazing.
Just shake that off. Thank you.
Wow, we've had our heart turned on, our lungs activated and replenished, and now been recoded. And for those of you watching the replay, just to know that that will work in the replay. It's not just for the group that's here now, it's going to continue. Thank you so much, Amber, and everyone should check out Amber and her forensic healing and the work she's doing in the world. It's a really great way to step into prosperity, abundance, and get clear and focused and work out whatever you need to do at this time. Thank you, Amber. Next,
Thank you,
I'd like
Amanda.
to call in Abby. I'm just trying to unmute you. Abby, are you okay to do your thing?
Yeah. I'm just
so Abielle's an amazing personal trainer. She's a highly qualified beautician. She's very passionate about mental health, and she has an amazing program called Wellness by Abby, and she's doing great things. She pivoted really quickly when everyone went into lockdown and is doing some great things online. And yeah, I'll let you introduce yourself and give us your words of wisdom for the day, gorgeous.
All right. Hi, everybody. I hope you're all well today. Sorry, I'm just hopefully not switching off my internet here. But I'm just going to set back up in the studio, and Dom's been riding. So we're like fitness household here. Ruben's woken up. I'm just trying to set it up so I can speak to you guys. All right, so I'm going to shut this. Just a little. Hi everyone, sorry. I'll take a seat for now. Can you all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm Abby. I am a personal trainer, but I would like to say, without saying life coach, that I think in some ways that's what I adapt to it. And this is from my own personal transformation. This is from living in Australia for 4 years. A lot of trauma from my childhood, a lot of feelings of not worth, not being able to break through, but not realizing that a lot of the things that I was doing just in my day-to-day life, reaffirming all of that stuff that I believed, if you like. And I managed to coach myself out of an eating disorder, which eventually, basically, I thought I had all the answers. I went back to help my sister, who was being taken repetitively back into hospital, really struggling with anorexia, bulimia, and being, coached by these people who were meant to be able to cure her, yet it was falling on her as if she's people that are quite, I've found that if these things exist within us, they're quite highly attuned people, and that's from the people that I've been around, and it's not being able to kind of process emotion and things and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, realising that I didn't necessarily have the answers, but realising that I felt like this drive and this purpose and this thing that has not left me alone for the past 6 years to evolve, to change. So I was working in beauty and just working with so many women. I would have heart-to-heart conversations with them daily. I knew all their problems, you know. I was going through relationship breakups. They went through it with me. There was this really strong bond that I had with certain people. And I got introduced to different things, Buddhism, the power, no, not the power now. I don't know if anyone else has read this on this book, this group, The Anatomy of the Spirit. I love that book. It really helped me to understand then that the locks within our body. And now I guess I use movement, but I'm still evolving in that regard of what I really, really want to get nitty and gritty and teach people. But it's seemingly busy people that spend themselves, they overexert themselves, and it could even be entrepreneurial people. I'm just going to move a little because of my internet. Entrepreneurial people that, you know, I noticed in myself that I wasn't necessarily taking care. So it's about being strict and helping people to coach and teach that. But for me, it is from my heart, like it's just what I believe that I'm supposed to do and share with everybody else. So I don't know. Everybody else has done like a little thing. If you want to, you can join me in a little song dance just to raise your vibration a bit. It will require you to stand up on your feet. We'll just do a little from the head to the toes. Yeah. I hope you like it. I hope my internet connection holds out. It's not the strongest out the back here. So all you're going to need is to be able to see me. All right, so standing on your feet. And this is, by the way, my little studio space. So a lot of the things that I do when it comes to music, I sing as well. But the thing with this for me is that I'll find a track that resonates with what I'm currently feeling so that we can work through that. So it's that energetic flow and it's release for me. The beauty is that usually I'll sing at 1,000, decibels. And obviously in my private space, I don't want to intrude your ears. But it's good. So I'll encourage you to sort of, if you know any of the lyrics or anything, have a little sing. You can turn the mute on, I can't hear you. And I'll try not to sing too loud. So I'll have a look at what track I feel. I think this one's quite a Higher Love by Whitney Houston. It's a remix. Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear this. Yeah? I'll try not to keep it right. Okay, so draw the shoulders up, place the feet hip width distance apart. Standing here, I'm going to turn to the side to show you. Tuck the pelvis under, use the abdominals, the lower abdominals to suck in. Stand nice and tall, open up the chest. Holding here. Bring the arms down the side, push them down, so you have a gap between your ears and your shoulders. And we're going to start with the head. Amanda, you touched on this, the tension. So, turn, center, turn, center. Turn, center, turn, center. Switch your core and look up. 1 and down, up and down, up and down, up. We're going to go shoulder roll, shoulders. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep it going. Big shoulder rolls. Work through it. Feel the tension ease all the way down into the fingers. All right, back to the head. Go head and head. If you want, add a jam in. It's up to you. If you can move your body, feel the flow. Turn and turn. Head. Keep with the head. Woo! All right, isolate. Standing here. Keep it still. I want you to isolate the ribs. Squeeze on the core. Really tight. challenge those abs. You want to be life fit. You want to be strong. So really pulling into that. Breathe. Breathe out. Arms back up. Big breaths, guys. Come on, come on, come on. You can stay here. Just take big breaths. Really stretch through the fingertips. Have a little dance. Hi, your love. Step touch. Keep the arms up. Step touch with your feet. Hopefully you can see me. Step touch. Okay. Bring the arms down across the chest. We're going to go into some squats. Just watch squats. And up. Down. And up. Wake the body up. And down. Squeeze your bottom. If you're sitting down, stand up. Crossing over. Squat it down. Good. Alright, come back. Take a big breath for me. Big breath in. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Again. Breathe in. Feel your tummy. Breathe out. One more. Woo! Alright. Roll the shoulders again. Keep it going. Roll the shoulders. Bring the elbows in. Bigger movement. That's it. Good, good, good. Well done. Big circles, guys. Bring your hands into your heart center. Feel the beat of your heart. Press your thumbs into the heartbeat. Can you feel that? Well done. So really, that's what I do, I guess. I do this for hours in my own space. I believe it's about showing people to express fully, especially now that I'm a mother. And I love what I've heard. It's been amazing.
That was so beautiful. Thank you so much. Really, yeah, having our hearts opened and our lungs stimulated and our codes rewired, and now just to lock it in with that movement. That was just so awesome. Thank you. Now I'm going to call forward Nix, who is another trainer of a different type. And she works with this really cool thing. She's an adventurer. She does all sorts of crazy expeditions. If you ever want to do some crazy expedition when you're allowed out of the house again, she will take you on some wild rides. I can tell you she's planning something up some crazy river soon on a supboard, and living off jelly beans or something, and whatever you can carry on herself. And she's also really into this amazing work that's really strengthens the core, and it's called hyperpressives that Nix introduced me to recently. So anyway, Nix, I'll let you introduce yourself and tell us how you can share your magic with the world, because you've got such a gift.
Hey everybody, thanks Amanda. This is awesome. Thank you for the opportunity to actually speak about it and have more people experience it. And I'm very happy because today is a magical day. I actually officially went online and I had my first group class today, and it was insane. It was everybody just connected with their diaphragm, basically. I mean, that's my thing. The diaphragm is my thing, you know. I love looking at bellies and I love looking at rib cages. I don't have a thing for rib cages. So basically, I started, I used to have Crohn's. So I say used to, they say it's chronic, but I don't know, I'm not having any symptoms since I'm doing this breathing magic, I could call it. So many years, I've been sick for many years, and then all of a sudden when I discovered this, something happened inside my body that just made everything kind of fall into place. Like, I call it little Lego blocks that just went back, and it just started falling into place. And it has a lot to do with release, as you guys very well know. Breathing are very potent. That's it's something that we don't do. Regretfully, people stop breathing. And I also use giving birth as it's amazing. You ladies that has children, you know what it's like, how important breathing is. Manda knows how important breathing is because we've been training together a bit. And it actually, meditation, it leads you into meditation. So what I do, it's called the LPF method, pressure fitness. And it's a combination. It's insane because it's a lot happening. So it's not only about breathing and about doing the hyperpressive. That's the technical name for Uddiyana Bandha in yoga. So it's a very ancient method, but what this LPF method did is they took a couple of the best methods to make it more potent, to actually create an effect, more longer lasting effect, a more endurance effect on the body, and that is preventative, but also it cures a lot. So it helps the body actually heal itself. Again, also it's a lot about healing, which was in my case because from having been on medication for, and I'm still on medication every now and then. So what happens when you take a lot of medication, your immune system are being lowered, you know, because it's just all of this toxins that's clogged up. And your body does have that magical healing power, but we need to help it. So we need to clean it out. And one of the things that happens when you do intermittent and very regular hyperpressives with this certain method is your body starts creating more red blood cells. Now, red blood cells carries oxygen. Now that heals the body. Also, the other effect that it has is that most of you, probably all of you, know that you have a lymphatic gland. Now, it doesn't pump on its own. It looks like a little pump, but it doesn't actually pump on its own. So what happens is the diaphragm actually connects just by this little pump. And every single time we actually do a hyperpressive and we activate that diaphragm, it pulls that pump up with it and it starts pumping. And I actually, probably for the first time in my life ever, that I was without cellulite. Now, you ladies know that cellulite has to do with toxins in many, many cases, especially with women. So your body doesn't know what to do with it and it stores the toxins right there. So that was the only time I actually was without cellulite, was when I was training literally every 2 days. I was doing 45 minutes of hyperpressive. So I was on this hyperpressive freak stage of mine. Now I've calmed down a little bit. I'm working quite a lot and teaching quite a lot, so not getting to practice that much. But yes, so my thing is to get people to actually not only breathe better, but actually expand their thorax and have this sternum more movable, so the upper area of your chest, the whole thorax starts moving, and we're taking pressure off the abdominal area and getting the internal abs, literally the transverse abs, starts activating on their own. What happens with the hyperpressive is it's like a balloon. So imagine you have a balloon in your hand and the top part that you tie up is like right there in the back where the diaphragm attaches, okay? So, and imagine now you're pushing it. So if you do an ab crunch, that's what happens. So what happens to the bottom of that balloon? It moves down because the pressure has to go somewhere. Now, with a lot of repetitive, for instance, CrossFit exercises, what happens is all that pressure starts pushing down on the pelvic area, and a lot of people, not only women, also men, get pelvic problems, inabilities, etc., etc., etc. So what we do with hyperpressive is that little tie-up knot that you have up there. Now, if you pull that up, what happens with a balloon? It actually starts sucking up. So what happens is all the organs and intestines up to pelvic area being lifted up, and it strengthens from the inside. So all of my training that I do, even the personal training, everything that I do, I incorporate hyperpressives. So my clients kind of don't have a choice, they have to do it. And they all reap the benefits of it. So do you guys want to try hyperpressive? Just a couple. Okay, so I can't actually see you, so I don't know actually if you guys are there. So I'm going to take my top off. If you want to take your top off, see yourself in a mirror, that would be great. I'm sure most of you have done it already. Standing, it might be a little bit difficult, so I'm going to just change my camera so you guys can see me. Let's see if I can swap this around. Okay. So used to taking my top off. I don't know why we're closed. Anyway, so I want you guys to actually stand with your legs hip width apart. Okay. Hold on to your ribs. So feel where your sternum is, right up. I'm going to swap my bra, push it underneath. Feel where your sternum is, where it connects, and then follow the bone down to where it starts kind of separating. I call it little wings. So grab your little wings and put your hand there. Flatten your hand against your chest. Now, every time you breathe, I'm going to want you to concentrate on what your chest is doing here, but also here. So I'm going to actually tell you to push your sternum up to your nose without moving your nose. So try and have your vision horizontal, straight out in front of you, okay? Unblock your knees, so flex them a little bit, and have your back, instead of pushing it in, have it neutral. When we have it in neutral position, we're actually relaxing the abs quite a lot more, and when you relax the abs, you get that suction a lot better. So we're actually giving the command over completely to the diaphragm to do its work. All right, so I'm going to ask you to breathe in and concentrate what your ribs are doing. Now breathe in 4, 3, 2. Full breath in and feel that pressure. Hold it. Feel that pressure. If you can breathe in, just a tad more, do it. And then let the air flow out. Open your mouth. Feel how the heat kind of creeps over your bottom lip until there's no more air. Very easy. Not pushing out any air. Breathe in again. 4, 3, 2. Expand, hold, feel how your rib cage opens up. Now let the air flow out, open your jaw, relax your jaw. Couple of times more, eyes open. 4, 2, 1, hold it, feel the pressure, let the air flow out. Now close your airways and suck it up. Breathe in and breathe out. Loosen your neck a little bit. Push your shoulders down. Breathe in and breathe out. No air. Close your airways. Breathe in. Now we're going to try something different. Now you know how your chest moves and how your rib cage is moving. Now, I want you to push your palms down to the ground. I'm going to push your palms down and have your fingers lift up a little bit so you're stretching. Now push your shoulders down and push them down hard. So you're actually activating your lats. Okay? Push them down hard and push your elbows forward to create space. So the scapula are literally doing that, okay? And then from here, have your palms move up to a horizontal position in front of you, and then do the same. Breathe in, deep, and as you breathe out, push your shoulders down hard. Push your palms in front of you, breathe in, and breathe out. Just let the air flow out nice and gentle, nice and easy, and then with no air, close your airways and suck it up. Breathe in, relax your arms down, shake it out a little bit, and thank you very much. That's my thing.
Thank you so much. That was just amazing. So good. Let me just see if Christina's around and ready to, she's just popped out of her space, but she was going to give us a little meditation. Guys, that was just so amazing seeing how powerful we can be and how, you know, each little thing. Imagine like while you're stuck at home in lockdown or when we regain work, you know, that we could just every now and then just take a little 5 minutes a day, rewatch one of the girls, and get activated, you know, from the heart or the lungs, and the recoding, the dance, the, you know, connecting with the flow, with the feminine and masculine flow, with the low impact exercise and the hyperpressives, and really create more red blood cells. Like, it's so powerful, and all these things get to be that quick. Now I'd like to introduce you to the beautiful Christina, who is, amongst many things, a yoga teacher. She specializes in VIP one-on-one yoga training. She also does stand-up paddle retreats. She's creating these amazing full moon yoga retreats under the full moonlight, out in the ocean, and some on boats, and some beautiful high-end tours. And we might have to do an online SUP tour online online, but as a group, as soon as we're allowed back out into the oceans, which will be really soon, I'm sure. She's also got a PhD in philosophy, I think, of yoga and the spirituality supermarket, which is something you should all talk to her about sometime. But right now, let Christina introduce herself to us and close the circle for the day. Oh, she's muted, sorry.
Hello. Hi. Hi, everybody. Thank you for inviting me here today. Yeah, as Manda said, I'm a Hatha yoga teacher. I qualified a couple of years ago. And I started this journey because basically I had a experience in my life where I needed to learn how to set an intention and direct my mind. I had an experience where I lost the purpose of my life, and I was a nurse, a vet nurse, and I had a family, and within a period of very short time, I lost everything. So I had to become very resilient, and I used yoga as my tool, as the tool that it helped me through all this and become resilient. So I set an intention with yoga to become self-knowledge, to get to know myself a little bit better, and to direct the attention where basically I should be directing it, and not becoming lost in certain thoughts and engaging with things that they were not what they were pushing me forward in life. So basically the yoga, what it gave me was this directing the intention through my thoughts, wherever I wanted. Through my path or my journey, I realized that resistance, it can be a very important thing, as distracting thoughts or maybe worries. Like nowadays, we have all these worries. So I would like to do a little meditation. It's going to be very short, with the Tibetan balls, which is something that I also do. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you really have a nice day. And yeah, so if you give me a sec. So we're gonna sit on a meditation pose very comfortably. The legs really comfortable, crossed. We're gonna take the gluteal muscles and go and bend them slightly towards the back. So we root our pelvis properly on the floor or on our seat. This is very important. So if we have any tension in the legs, the mind will get distracted by that. So we need to make sure that we're really comfortable. Direct your thoughts or your attention to your coccyx, and to start traveling up through your spinal cord towards your crown. Every time that you inhale, elongate your back, your spinal cord a little bit more. Once you've reached to your shoulders, rotate them slightly and rest the hands on the knees or on your thighs. By doing that, what you're doing is opening your heart, opening your chest, relaxing. Chin straight to the floor, crown to the sky. And direct your attention to your breathing. Direct your attention to your nostrils, how the air comes in and out, without you doing anything. Just observe. Become the witness of your own body. Anapanasati, the observation of our own breathing. Become the witness of your thoughts as well as your breathing. Observe what type of thoughts you may have. But just leave them there. As Alan Watts says, just look at the thoughts like if there were clouds passing by. Like if you were lying on the beach and you saw those clouds. Don't engage with them. Deep inhalation and rest your left hand on your heart chakra, on your chest. The right hand on the third chakra, Manipura, our inner power. And do 10 deep breaths. Inhaling first through your, filling up your lower part, the middle part, and the upper part of the lungs. Just filling it up 90% of your lung capacity. As you exhale, do the same. Exhale first through the lower part, middle, and upper part, through your nose. Inhale, calm, peace, and serenity. Exhale, any worries or any tensions that you may have. Press your hands one more time on your knees. Go back again onto Anapanasati, the observation of the breathing, becoming your own witness. Observe your mind and try to direct it wherever you want to go. Happy thoughts, peace, tranquility. Connect with your breathing. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, start lowering your head very slowly. and really slowly start opening your eyes through the light of the outside world. Coming back here and now. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, it's been a very short meditation, but something that is quite useful now, you know. So thank you, Manda.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, so relaxed. I nearly fell off my chair. That was amazing. Thank you. And on that note, we're going to say that's a wrap. Thank you all for joining us. Everyone's contact details will be below. This has been like the best party ever. Like I think I'm just going to call it. We're all going to get together again, and now we're in the groove. Give you another like short dose of inspirations and come and party with us. This is how we rock out in our world. And find these beautiful women, track them down, follow them, make sure you see them first so you can see their latest updates. Everyone's transforming their programs online at the moment, and every single one of these women, while they normally work face-to-face with people, are able to pivot right now and are able to come to you live through the computer and give you so much. So everyone is running classes and consultations, all available, you know, through the internet. We're so lucky to have it. And I'm so lucky to have you all in my life. And thank you so much. What a great day. I love you. Thanks, everyone.
Love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Sorry, my internet was dropping, so I had to drop my video, but so good. So good.
That was amazing. It was epic. Thanks, everyone.
Lots of fun. All right. I'll see you all soon.
All right.
Thank you.